Welcome to Red Hawk Spotlight. I'm Katie Wierdo, and today I get to interview the wonderful Christine Mayoraga. She is a women's soccer player from MSU. Christine, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Awesome. All right, so we're gonna get right into it. Thank you so much for coming, by the way. What is the part of soccer you look forward to most about? Like, is it the games, the playoffs, just going home? Like, what do you look forward to the most?
It would probably have to be the atmosphere that my team holds as a unit, whether it's going to a practice, going to a game, the warm-up before a game. It's just like that atmosphere of being with my team makes any event that we have to attend that much better and that much worth it.
Right now, MSU soccer team, a women's soccer team, has a great record. You guys are doing awesome this season. Can you tell me about your favorite memory of the season so far?
So we're a little bit more than halfway through the season, and I think I would have to say that my favorite memory thus far has to be we beat Vassar earlier on in the season 1-0 in the last 13 seconds of the game from my assist, which obviously made it that much better. But it was insane because we hadn't beat them, and they are a very good opponent, and it was a tough match. And obviously, there's a minute left. Both teams are thinking, all right, it's gonna end in a tie, and then last couple seconds to pull that one out. It was a very good win for my team.
Definitely, it sounds like a movie moment.
Yeah, very much so.
So you are originally from Ecuador, right? And can you tell me a little bit about how your family came to the United States of America?
So my dad's American, he's from here, and my mom's Ecuadorian. My dad went on vacation to Ecuador, and that's how he and my mom met. They had me. I was born in the capital of Ecuador, and then my dad and my mom came back here to settle down, find jobs, find a house, and a year later, when I was about 3 years old, they went back, they brought me, and I've been here ever since. I love it here, honestly.
And since you were kind of on the younger side, do you have any memories from Ecuador at all, or you were young?
I came here when I was 3, and then I went back every single summer until I was 14.
Oh, wow.
Without missing a single summer. So with my dog, too. Back and forth.
With your dog, so you had to get the dog on the plane? Wow.
Yep.
So, with that, you constantly go back, you constantly talk to family back in Ecuador and everything. Who is still left? Is it grandma, or is it?
My whole family's still out there in Ecuador. My dad actually moved out there quite some years ago, so it's only my mother and I here now, and my dog still.
Oh.
But I got all my family over there, and it's the one question I always get, and I always got growing up, was how do you manage the language at home? Because my mom, she speaks both Spanish and English, but only English when she needs to. So at home, I would always go home, speak Spanish, and at school, I'd always go to school and speak English. And before every summer ended, my teachers would say, don't speak Spanish at home, you're gonna forget your English. But that was never the case, because all of my friends, everybody I spoke to was in English, and the only person was my mom at home in Spanish. So I was able to fluently keep both languages, which really helped me down the road.
So you talked about your father and everything, and when he went down there, he's a soccer pro, right?
He played professional soccer in Ecuador for quite some years, and then hung up his boots to get his master's degree, and now he's got a boat of different things he has going on. He doesn't have a set job. He kind of just does what comes into his head. He wanted to do a condo of 120 houses, and he just did it. So,
well, I mean, more power to him.
Yeah, he's an entrepreneur, so he likes to do whatever comes to mind.
I wanted to ask you, since he is a pro soccer, did that motivate you, or how did that impact your soccer career?
I don't know how exactly I got into soccer. Obviously, watching my dad play, probably that's where it stemmed from. But 90% of my family plays basketball. 4 of my aunts actually went pro in basketball.
Wow.
So it was kind of weird for my mom to be like, okay, we're switching from basketball to soccer, but it's fine. But yeah, I think for my dad and him always seeing him play all the time, you know, you watch your parents do something, you're like, wow, like I want to do that. And then I kind of just picked it up, and I've been playing since I came here, since I was 4 years old until now. So it's been quite some time.
Do you think like soccer helped you transition into like American culture and like all that, you know, and the language barrier you talked about too?
Yeah, I get this question often, and it actually helped me a lot because it gave me that kind of safe space to go do something that I love and with people who share the same passions. So you automatically off the bat have things that you have in common, things to talk about, things that you're not obligated to do but that you want to do. So to have that common ground with all these people that I used to play with and still do now, it made that transition into changing of the culture, changing of the atmosphere that much easier. And the picking up how the lifestyle was here and still is, that has always been a safe environment for me to transition into.
Oh, that's such a beautiful story. Oh my God. So the next thing, we're kind of switching gears just a little bit. We're going to go a little political. So this heated political environment about immigration and immigration laws and restrictions and everything. As an immigrant like yourself, what is your opinion on, I guess, this presidency cabinet thing?
It's hard nowadays because I do have friends on both sides. So it's like I myself am not big on politics. I try not to get too deeply involved because it's just not, I feel like it's something that a lot of people get heated about, and I'm not one to be like that. I love to just do my own thing, play, go to school, hang with my friends, that kind of stuff. Obviously, hearing about it on the news and hearing that people vote for certain rights to get taken away, not just as an immigrant, but as a woman in itself, this kind of takes me back a little bit, but I don't put much mind to it. Yep. So I kind of just hear about it, I realize what's going on, and then I wish for the best, you know, and do what's in my hands to try to steer in the direction that I obviously want to go.
You probably avoid Twitter altogether. I know I do.
I
just avoid
the whole politics. Like I said, I'm not big on it. I don't follow to the T. It's just I hear about it. I make sure that I know what's going on, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
just
you're
for the knowledge of it.
Yeah. Yes. Yep. So speaking of rights, equal rights and everything, the World Cup happened this past summer, and U.S. won for the, fourth time?
Something like that.
Something like that. They're amazing.
Yeah.
And but this time it brought up a lot of what do you call it? Confrontation about equal rights, equal pay, and all this stuff. What is your opinion on women's soccer taking that lead?
I thought it was amazing, honestly. I've watched them play quite a couple times, not in this World Cup, but the last. I was able to go up to Canada and go to their semifinal and their quarterfinal games. And to see them make that movement happen, it was astonishing, to say the least, honestly, because for people that, like, once again, share common grounds, especially Megan Rapinoe, like, she just got voted best woman soccer player in the world, and after so many people critiqued her for taking a knee during the anthem, which in my opinion is a peaceful protest, it's nothing against anybody here, it's more so, hey, look at us, we are doing the same, if not more, than the men's soccer team, and are getting paid a lot less and aren't getting treated equally to begin with. So to see a movement of that movement, that extreme happen and come from them, from people that, you know, I aspire to be, I look up to, my friends do too, was pretty crazy. And like I said, especially Megan Rapinoe, because she's part of the LGBTQ group and so am I. So to have kind of all those common grounds really helped me, made me very happy. So
you keep talking about Megan. Do you look up to her as like a role model?
Yeah. You could say so, especially because she does a lot with her power off the field, not just on, which is what I think is very important. That's why, like, you know, I'm part of the soccer team here, but I'm also very hands on deck working with the athletic department or working with any LGBTQ group that I can. I like to facilitate things for people just like me, because growing up, not always did I have it easy. So if I can make others have it easier than I did, I will 100% do that.
And it's very interesting because like she's also part of the community, but she supports like the rights of the LGBT community, and like that's so important. Like not only like equal rights for women, but for all.
Yeah.
You know, and like if you're on that big stage, might as well like speak your voice.
Yeah.
The next question I want to ask was about, like you say, the LGBT community. Now, has like playing soccer, like have you or your coaches or teammates ever, like was it supportive or was there conflict with within your team?
For the most part, if not all, I would say I've been supported 100% when it comes to my team and my coaches. I have yet to come across anybody to not support me, and it's crazy because my whole team, like, we have different beliefs. We have, whether it comes to religion, culture, politics, like we all are entitled to our own opinions, but to still be able to have that respect for one another, it goes to show the kind of people we are. And my team in itself, they make me feel so welcomed, and they make me feel so supported, and I couldn't thank them enough for doing that for me and anybody else.
That's what you want to hear. I'm happy for you. That's what you want to hear. So let's talk real quick about the NCAA job that you have through MSU. Can you go into a little bit detail about that?
So here at MSU, we have a group that's called Talon. We changed the name. It's originally called SAC, S-A-A-C.
I could see why.
Why, yeah.
Okay.
So it's just a group of leaders that kind of speak for all athletes who come together and talk about how to make the environment better, what we need as athletes, what we could use, what we're struggling with, what is working, what's not. Kind of just advocates for the athletic community. And I do that for MSU in itself, and then I'm the president of that committee here. And then there's also the SAC on a larger scale, which is our conference, the NJAC itself as well. They have larger SAC, I could say, to the next level. And I'm also part of that committee, and I'm also the president of that committee as well. And then that's how I got picked to go to NCAA SAC, which is the highest level of SAC. And it's crazy. It's been quite an experience, honestly. I went to the convention in Orlando not too long ago, and to see how everything works behind the scenes is truly one of a kind, because we show up here, I always say this, and as athletes just get on the field for 4 years and leave and think that everything behind it, like, is just magically aligns. No, like, everything is voted for. There's so many things that we don't even know are going on behind the scenes that affect us on the field as athletes. And it's, like I said, I like to know things. I think knowledge is power.
Yeah.
So being able to go behind the scenes, per se, and see how everything happens, how all the rules come about, who it has to go through, who it has to pass, and to see that we actually get a vote, because it does come down to Talon committee here who starts the voting to pass the rules for us athletes.
Wow. So the athletes have a say in it,
so we
too.
have a say, and that's I think what people don't realize. Like, some people don't want to get involved in these committees, and it's like, but then you want to complain that you don't have a voice. You want to complain that you want X, Y, and Z. So to be able to have the opportunity to get on committees like this and express what we need, what we want as athletes it's one of a kind.
Wow, first of all, like, you're so involved. I love it. And like, how do you do that in soccer? Like, that's and school.
It's just finding the balance, honestly. Finding the balance. Like I said, I've always been one to be an advocate for others, and I'm a facilitator. I like to facilitate things for anyone and everyone. So whatever I can get my hands on to do to make it better for whoever's going to step into my shoes next, so be it.
Wow. All right, well, thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. So this has been Red Hawk Spotlight. I'm Katie Wierdo, and have a nice day.